Oh, my. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with Phil and Mitch from Wayland. It says Phil from Wayland, but it should say Phil and Mitch from Wayland.
It's good. I mean, we share a lot of things, but a Zoom account was where I draw the line.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there any way we can detail when we first interacted with each other?
Yeah.
If you could go back, it was. I know it was wintertime.
Way back when.
Do you remember what the year was, like 2010?
I think it was 2011, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
probably
11.
11.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's when we moved. Or the
early 12.
2012.
Actually, early 12. We moved in 11. So, and it was like blistering winter.
Very cold.
I remember the first time we were supposed to come in to see you guys, it was just like snow cancellation. So we didn't come in. And I don't think we didn't reschedule. We just like showed up the next week with, breakfast and stuff.
Yeah. So leading up to that. So for those who don't know, we said, hey, let's put local bands on. And because the premise was we're sick and tired of local bands always saying, hey, how come we don't play local bands? We said, all right, we're going to play local bands and then we'll roast them on their music. So you had to have heard that. And then,
Yes.
Hey, maybe did you guys have a discussion beforehand or did you just do it like on the spot?
I mean, not only do we hear, like all of our friends heard it, we were getting blown up. Like, you guys have got to bring your CD up. That we had just put out that first Wayland record, so like you have to bring it up there to these guys. All of our friends were blowing us up. Yeah, and I mean, we were all about. I don't remember really being afraid of getting made fun of at all. Like
That didn't bother us at all.
no, we were pretty proud of our record. So
Yeah.
No one did. Everybody seemed to roll with it. We had a lot of great artists who were in there who they weren't bad artists at all.
People's feelings.
What's that?
You hurt some people's feelings. There were some bands that never played again, left the studio crying.
That's not true. Come on. Well, we have a lot to. It's always. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's people in therapy.
Yes. We have a lot of ground to cover because a lot of great things have happened with the band. And so let's start with the big one that kind of just took off. The internet took over and embraced Wayland.
Yes.
Isn't that? Can you go ahead and explain to people what went on with you?
Yeah, we were driving to Wisconsin for a show on Friday, so we were all in the van together, and like we started getting messages from friends of ours, like, "Hey, these people are reacting to your song Indiana Jones," and like it got shared like 300,000 times. And it's like, oh, it got shared 800,000 times. Oh, it's over 1 million. Oh, now there's more people, and like as the day went on,
it's up 10,000 views. It's up 20,000 views.
Like within 30 minutes, it was going up 10, 20, over and over. And we didn't really know what that meant, to be honest. Like we messed around on TikTok a little bit and we started making little videos. We haven't, I don't know. We just didn't really, we're trying to figure out how to embrace it actually, because it's a really fun spot. But then all of a sudden it was just like, we were bombarded. Our numbers were going up on all platforms. And a friend of ours sent us a screenshot of the iTunes rock charts, and Indiana Jones is number 2 up there, which is like, it's so funny because it's totally an acoustic song with pedal steel. It's been sitting there since 2019, and it's been a special song to us, and our listeners have loved it for sure. But now it's just like called wildfire, and it kind of went down to number 5. Now it's back up to number 4 on the iTunes rock charts. It's sitting there with Nickelback and Jimmy Buffett and who else died? Smash Mouth.
Yeah, I can see why Jimmy Buffett and Smash Mouth would be up there.
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah,
and I can see why Nickelback, I can see why Smash Mouth and Jimmy Buffett for obvious reasons, and you because it just caught fire. But why is Nickelback up there? What did they do?
Nickelback is like the most downloaded rock band. That's all there is to it. People love to hate them, but they have not. I mean, their songs they're huge. And
I like them. I like Nickelback a lot.
I love a lot of their songs, man.
It's some great songwriting.
Yeah.
So
that happened like, and then like, at the same time, we've been releasing music to country genre for the last 2 years. And then the last single, Too Soon to Say Goodbye, got to number 85. Our new one, Summer to Me, just hit 83 yesterday. So that's climbing the country charts. So it has been just like such a cool time for us.
Yeah, it is.
You've been climbing the country charts, but you don't remind me of the Shake Your Moneymaker country songs that you hear on a lot of country radio stations. Like there's a lot more substance to your writing. How do you resist the temptation to write one of those songs that, baby, shake your ass, shake your moneymaker, and let's dance for 3 minutes? That type of song.
Charlie's here.
Hi, honey. Hello, baby.
This is Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
He knows he's being boarded tomorrow, so he's like super stressed out.
Aw,
Because we're leaving for the weekend.
what a doll.
Yeah, he's funny. That stuff happens in Nashville for sure. Like, because we write with all of our friends, and there's writing circles, and co-writes happening everywhere. And you walk into a session, it's really about, because when we walk into a session, they know they're writing a song for Wayland. And so hopefully, they know us personally or have done some homework or something, and they get what we're doing. Like we're not, like you said, there is a certain genre of country that's like the cold beer thing.
And we've written songs like that. Yeah, we definitely have.
Like those are fun. There's fun drinking songs and stuff. But our favorite songs, I think the ones that resonate with the people that listen to our music, and Indiana Jones is a great example of that. That was just us listing out things about our childhood. We like to write about what we've been through in life. That's to us the most important. That's what it's for. Is to help process the good times, the bad times, the what the hell just happened moments.
So when you're coming up with that, because if people don't know, it's a nostalgia song from when the boys were growing up, like they just said. So they reference Indiana Jones in the song. They reference in their youth playing video games and E.T. and Reese's Pieces and all these things.
G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Back to the Future.
Did it start with literally a conversation? Hey, what do you remember about your youth? And then you built the song based on what you remembered?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was about like the third verse is obviously like, that's the thing. It's like we would go outside to play instead of texting to say, hey, we never thought we'd have it any other way.
It was that comparison of
it's a very different time.
Yeah, it was just a different time. And we wrote that with our friend Justin Reimer in Memphis, and the three of us sat around. We probably wrote 5 verses to that, and only 3 made it into the song. So we were still coming up with ideas at the end of the write, because
there's so much good stuff.
Yeah.
We start talking about the 80s and the 90s. There's so there's Goonies, and there's so many movies. You can just go on and on. And that's been the funnest part about this whole TikTok thing, is it's opened this conversation. And all these people that have jumped on are just, I don't know if you've watched any of it, but what's going viral is actually not like our song or our videos. It's the people's reaction to the song.
Correct, which is similar to Oliver Anthony.
Absolutely.
It was put out to the world, and then it satisfied people in a fantastic way, which is very similar to what you're doing. And I think what's so intriguing about all of this is this keeps happening where artists have found their own way to put their product out there, and they don't necessarily need the radio anymore, it seems.
I would.
It's definitely an avenue.
I have to agree with that. Yeah. I mean, I do believe in the power of radio, especially country radio.
Yes.
They have dedicated listeners. There's some great stuff on there. And I think, if anything, this kind of influence of like the people's voice on TikTok is going to be able to, it's going to hold some weight as to what is on country radio. Right. So when you turn it on, it doesn't sound like the same song all day. Because right now it kind of does. There's some people that stick out that are unique. Maybe a Chris Stapleton, some of the classics. But a lot of it, man, it could just be the same. You don't know if it's the same artist over and over again.
Yeah.
And I know you're in a tough spot because you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but it's just nice to see that you got a chance on your own to have something fantastic happen. You guys have been grinding for decades, and you're finally getting some reward back to you, which is fantastic to see. Your fan base, you've always been true to them, and they've followed you every step of the way. So to now all of a sudden out of left field after 4 years after making the song, it suddenly takes off like that. It kind of, can you take me through what you were feeling as you're seeing those numbers go up?
I mean, there's a lot of excitement, obviously. A lot of excitement. But there's some anxiety that goes along with it too, because we are unfamiliar with the format. And literally Mitch and I, since Friday, have been on TikTok 24/7. Like getting to know these people. We're answering these people because I have not heard this amount of people excited about us like this since like Welcome to My Head and Get a Little and stuff are coming out.
And honestly, on social media, ever, like we've never experienced this type of surge. Like the amount of people we got on live yesterday on TikTok, we had never had that many.
There's
people
16,000 likes.
So many people, and they're all engaged. They're all talking. They're all talking with us, and that's and what we're kind of discovering in the last week being on TikTok is what a great platform it is to be in close touch with the Wayland Warriors, and that's what we want to use it for, and it's been really cool to see that blossom and start to develop.
Yeah, and it's so obvious that like, Facebook, they don't allow your post to be seen. Instagram, same kind of thing. Like there's like, because they want you to buy those ads, so like TikTok's Wild West. Like you're there, they're there, and all of a sudden you're connected. And for us, that's like so important because over this last like 2 years, a lot of our fans have been kind of confused as to why all of a sudden a Wayland song comes out and it says country, or why we're on country radio. Mitch, he's been saying in the show that's like people are probably wondering, like, our music doesn't sound like it did 10 years ago. And it absolutely doesn't. It's because we're different people than we were 10 years ago. And it's not like all of a sudden we're country, but like in 2023, there's a very gray line between rock and country. A Jason Aldean song or a Jelly Roll song or a Hardy song can sometimes be heavier than what you're going to hear on a rock station at this point. So what makes a country, what makes a rock, I'm not really sure. But for us, it's a great fit because what we've always done is based on American roots music. I was raised on bluegrass music and Chicago blues and all that. So for us, we have never fallen into a category as closely with bands like Disturbed or Five Finger Death Punch. Like even
Avenged
though we're
Sevenfold.
Yeah, like we were in that rock genre.
Great bands.
Yeah, and we love that music, but we fit so much more with the way we sing harmony. Like you're talking about, the topic of our songs are very heartfelt, very sincere. It's not so much, death and destruction or any, being, we're happy and we're sad, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
No, I get you.
They figure out a place to live, a place to fit with our music, And again, like I said, Indiana Jones, it's so funny. It's on the top of the rock charts, but it totally is a country song.
Yeah, it's a wacky world. At the end of the day, you made a song, a bunch of people like it, and here we are. So
and you got to see, like it was recorded, 4 or 5 years ago. It's clear that we were already headed in that direction. It was clear that we were already headed
exactly
here we're at right now. It's not like we were just like, oh, we need to find a different route. It's like, this has been the road the whole time.
What doors have opened up in the past week that suddenly just got kicked in since the song went viral?
Well, there's a lot. Our messages and phones have been ringing off the hook with opportunities to go places all over the country. Promoters are begging to have us. There's labels and agents that we've been in conversations with, and all of a sudden those conversations have heightened. We've got a big show in Nashville coming up in a week or two. Everyone's super excited about that. There's a lot of industry and stuff here. And it's with the radio station 103.3, which is a big deal they don't really get behind independent bands very often.
We're going on the Big D and Bubba show.
Yeah, the big morning show here in town, which
that's a very big deal. They're everywhere. And you get those guys in your corner. How did that develop? Because I know exactly who that show is.
Yeah. Because we got our song "Summer to Me" got picked up by this overnight show on Q. So 47 Cumulus stations around the country are playing this. It's called Pickle Jar Up All Night or something.
Okay.
We got to go in and meet the host. He used to be on the Big D and Bubba show. And so the synergy, talking about the band, all of a sudden they want to do a show in town. We're on it. We're opening for Chase Matthew. And then they invited us into the morning show. We don't really have much experience with winning over a morning show. So
right. Yeah. No, that sounds like
our first time.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you're doing that. And I love that you're on that. So a lot of fantastic things are happening, but you've been on your way for quite some time. I mean, there's been a lot of you, as usual, have an appeal. The whole Guy Fieri thing. Can you talk about that? He's a great friend of yours and turned out to be he's just so affable and wanting to help you guys, which I've heard that story time and again.
Yeah, man.
There's never been a dull moment in this band. Like, there's never been a time where we've been like, well, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore, because there's always someone with major influence like that, like championing the band or getting behind us or presenting opportunities. And Guy is a great example. Like, he has no reason to help a band, does not need a band in his life,
That's a great point.
And that was so random. We were doing a show.
I remember the randomness of how you got in his camp, and I want you to tell it for these folks, because it's it's so typical of you guys. The most random shit makes something remarkable happen.
Go ahead.
So we were playing a show down at this place called Live Oak. We were trying out a drummer.
We didn't advertise it.
And so we were playing at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And
on a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah. And there's scattered people in the bar. We talked with some people and we were really nice to them. We clean up. The next night, me and Joey and the drummer at the time, we went out to one of our favorite Thai spots. It's called the Smiling Elephant. And we were pulling out of the Thai place in the van, and somebody in the parking lot said, "Hey, great show last night." And it sounded kind of sarcastic. Like, I don't know, like he saw some long hairs in a van and was like, "Oh, hey," joking around or something. And I leaned out and I said, "Oh, where did you see us play?" And he said, "I saw you guys at Live Oak. You guys were Wayland." And we said, "Yeah, we are." He goes, "Can I get a picture with you guys?" I said, "Yeah." We all got out, and there was probably 5 or 6 people that he was with. That was the production crew for Guy Fieri's show, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And we all kind of connected really quick, and they invited us on to Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Was filming the next day. They were doing pickup shots. Guy wasn't going to be there, but they wanted us to come in, try some food, maybe get on camera, which we did. And after that, me and one of the other guys went out to dinner with them, and that relationship just started growing. And that's when the production crew was fighting for us to be on the finale here in Nashville of Guy's All-American Road Trip, which that's where we met.
So they were like, they already had a band booked for this, and they just went to bat to get this other band out of the way. I don't know how they did it or what happened.
I'm not sure how.
And then Guy was like, he had gotten invited by Stevie Nicks
to go to Bonnaroo.
To go to Bonnaroo that night.
Wait. Say that last part again.
Guy had gotten invited by Stevie Nicks to go see her at Bonnaroo.
Okay, I thought you were saying Stevie Nicks called up and asked for you to come to Bonnaroo.
No,
yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, it's weird she hasn't called. Anyway, she's more of a texter. But his production crew begged him to come and see us.
Okay.
Drove him up the wall about it. So he finally agreed. We're set up at this big barbecue place. There's a big stage. It's beautiful. It's called Martin's Barbecue in town. And we got up there, and he's there with all his friends and some other celebrity people and stuff. And we started playing. We were probably 3 songs in, and he came storming up on stage.
Stopped the show.
With his tequila, stopped the show, got the band in a huddle.
Yeah, we were all in a huddle on the stage. Like, no one else existed. You're like, come here.
Yeah. And he's like, "This is my new favorite band."
Where have you been? Where are you?
Why
man. Why have we been together? What's going on? So he's freaking out. We finished the set, and then he called us over, and we hung probably till 3 a.m. with him. And his crew's like, he does not spend that much time with people ever. Wow. We hung all night, drank his tequila, smoked cigars, and then he put us in touch with basically we had some really serious talks as far as what do you guys need? Who do you need to meet? What can I do? And he's been a friend ever since. And so they've around to a couple other shows. We're going to be on another one coming up. We're actually playing on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. That makes me feel very good that you were just yourselves, and look at you. I mean,
there's nothing else we can be at this point.
No. It doesn't surprise me a bit, guys. It really doesn't.
We've never really tried to be anything else, but if we've ever even entertained the idea, it hasn't really worked for us.
Right.
Have you had the opportunity to connect Kiefer Sutherland to Guy Fieri in some way? Because I know
That would be awesome.
That would be a wild crowd.
Because Keeper is so quiet, and Guy's so loud.
Yeah, wow. Interesting. Okay, so that's awesome. Was there anything else about Guy that you wanted to touch on? Because I know you had said that you had some cool things that were happening with him.
Yeah, he's in our new video. He did a cameo in the Summer to Me music video. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it. His production crew flew to here in Nashville to film it, put it together for us, did all the editing, directed it. And so yeah, that was a big deal. That was a huge favor to help, and that's helping get a bunch of press around it because Guy Fieri's all of a sudden in a music video.
Yep.
And then this week, tomorrow, we get to go to Wayland, Michigan. We're playing on Saturday.
Yes, I'm very happy that you brought that up. In fact, you can probably see this, ladies and gentlemen, the Wayland Balloon Fest, and you have got to see this event.
It's really cool.
It is. Calkins Field in Wayland is where it is. It's a 2-day event, and there's a lot happening.
Donut eating contest.
Oh my God.
You got the car show, boys.
Up for that.
Oh my God.
Donut eating.
Oh, I can't be in that much pain.
In the event schedule, in addition to
how many you can eat or how you can eat them, like how good you are eating them.
Yeah, I think it's eating them seductively.
Yeah. What if I do it like really passionately?
Yes.
I'll eat that donut.
You got a lot of acts. It says here, Deerfield Run, the Leprechauns. They're going to put the balloons. This is on Friday.
Those guys only played in March.
Yes. You're going to put the balloons up at 6:30. Union Guns, 8 p.m. When it says balloon glow, that's very cool because it's dusk. And then all of the flames for the balloons, it just lights up the sky.
That's really cool.
We're going to try to get out there Friday night. We're getting into town around that time. We're going to try to go out and see that.
Saturday. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's Saturday's car show. It goes on 12 to 2, playing cornhole, donut eating, and then live music by Vertical Smile, which sounds dirty to me.
That does sound dirty.
It's like strange to think about. Vertical Smile.
You can meet and greet the pilots. Ted Yoder is going to play paragliders. That'll be fun to see. Balloon flight. Local commuters, which is you got to see the local commuters. That's Devin, right?
It's Devin. He once was a dead threat. Now he's a local commuter.
Yeah.
Now, do they still do the full costume?
I believe so. I think that's the whole deal.
Some of the greatest musicians you'll find, the local commuters.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They've opened up for you before. They've appeared before you before.
Yeah, we're going to try to get Devin on stage to do a song with us this year.
I would love that. That would be fantastic. And then you guys at 9. So you get all of that. You can get one ticket that gets you all of that. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
It's really cool.
Look at a 2-day adult ticket is $20. Holy shit. It's fantastic.
Single day.
Yeah. They and it's what's so cool about this event is Nissa and Anthony that put this on.
Yes.
All the money that they raise goes towards suicide prevention.
Yeah, I know that's very near and dear to them. And I've met
some of the greatest people that we've been so lucky to get to know them over the last few years.
I will second that. Salt of the earth, super sweet, kind people. Everybody who's there is just a fun event, and it's growing every year. So that's great to see.
And it's family friendly. Mitch holds back the F-bombs.
Oh, dude, I have been there when that's happened. And I'm like, God, stop.
That's the old.
I have not dropped an F-bomb on stage
in years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. For sure.
Okay, I need to one more story. Last year at Muskegon, what was it? Muskegon Bike Festival or whatever it was?
Yeah. Yes.
Wonderful event.
That was a very rough day.
I walk up to Mitch and I haven't seen him before. I go, "Hey, how you doing?" And he just nods. And he hugs me.
My God,
he's not really saying anything, and he's quiet, and he's just nodding off, and he's quiet and chit-chatting with the boys. A few minutes later, I go on the stage, and they're kind enough to let me introduce the band. There's a ton of people. There they are, Wayland. And no one else in the band was aware. And Mitch had somehow lost his voice.
Oh, everybody was aware.
No, I had no idea.
What?
No. I mean, I knew it was hurting a little bit, but it was no like, hey, maybe I can't sing at all.
Yes.
Like maybe no notes are gonna come. You don't want to know why that happened?
Poor thing.
I had a rough 24 hours.
That was,
yeah.
you know, we played. I'm just gonna tell how it is because it was a shitty situation. We played the Music Factory in Battle Creek.
And that was a long day to begin with.
Okay, so whatever. They put us in this hotel that was so shitty. It was like a 1-star hotel, and it was like it stunk. It was summer, it's July. The air conditioning was broken, so it was hot. There was
Bed bugs.
there was pubic hair. I mean, it was the most disgusting shithole we've ever stayed in.
Yeah.
And so none of us could sleep. We didn't dare get under the covers. We all slept on top, and like nobody could sleep because it was hot and it
I
stunk.
didn't sleep at all.
And if you don't sleep, that is what happens. And so
Yeah.
I will blame Battle Creek, Michigan.
Of course, but you did it. You totally soldiered on through that show.
I mean, he
Barely.
stood on
I
stage and danced
I
around.
didn't do anything.
I couldn't fucking believe
I
it.
remember
I was-
like, trying to go to sing, and it was like nothing would come out.
Oh,
It was like,
God.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You got through about 1 minute, and I ran away from there as fast as I could.
I wanted to run.
Yeah, we
I
all wanted.
to
Yeah, I
run.
wanted to run. Trust me.
And I
And, you know,
get, I get
there
the
was a
fuck
lot-
out of here.
Hearts full of that night.
I thought I was singing some notes before I went on, and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to be able to do it. I think I'm going to be able to pull through, or at least fake my way through, which I've done a small handful of times in our Wayland career, but it just nothing came out.
I bet. Hey,
You've been doing this. Mitch has only lost his voice, including that time, I think 3 times.
Yeah, I think 3
total.
times. Yeah.
hey, every artist has had that happen to them at least once on stage. They've done that. It's
I
happened.
mean, I've seen some people have several moments. I feel like we've been really lucky.
Well, Vince Neil did that, and he left. He walked off the stage in the middle of Girls, like last summer, probably the day before you did it. And it was
There's something going around.
the fact that you stayed up there, though, was the sight to behold. But holy
You know what?
shit.
Honestly, I mean, I was obviously a little embarrassed and all that kind of stuff, but everyone was so supportive and singing all the words back
That was
to
so
me. And
cool.
just
The
like,
crowd sang the whole
whatever,
show.
man.
It was amazing.
yeah, trust me. I think about that day, and I wish that I could go back and be in good, because that crowd was.
They were
amazing.
awesome. Does it surprise you that I brought this up?
No,
No.
no.
I mean, we've had the craziest shit happen to us on stage.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise us anymore.
No.
It doesn't surprise
It's
me.
like, it's another day.
Oh, fuck.
You know,
Wow, wow,
But
this
you
is
guys,
Holy
as
cow.
everybody knows, I mean, you can sing this phone book and it would sound fantastic, and you could play the phone book too. I don't know how a guitarist would play the phone book, but
I'll work on that.
what's going on with the? Because you guys have it's Joey Champagne, yes, is your bass player, and he's fantastic. But have you settled on a drummer yet? I mean, where are you? How are you able to perform as a band? What are you doing?
holograms. I'm just kidding.
We've got our buddy Danny. We've been playing with him. I guess we're coming up on a year. in
He's
December.
amazing.
He's a great drummer. We've decided that, for our nervous systems and the sake of our fan base's emotions, we're not really gonna put a drummer in the band right now. It's just like, it doesn't make sense. Like, because number one, we're in Nashville. There's a ton of musicians, and everyone's kind of doing their thing. Danny's been available all year, but like something could come up with him, or his life could change, or he's got a wife, and same with Joey. Joey's got a 5-year-old son in Los Angeles, so he travels back and forth there. You just have to be real about it at this point. Everybody has stuff going on, so you can't be like, it's not like 4 guys just traveling around 300 days a year for $25 a week anymore.
What about? I want to put the pressure on.
Yeah.
A one-off reunion show.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not against that. We, Tyler was just at our show this last
Madison.
weekend. He comes to all the shows. We got back in touch with Dean during the pandemic and talked. We invited him out to do that, actually, him and Tyler, to do a live show. It was going to be recorded during the pandemic for our fans. We thought just because everybody was so bummed out and the time was so confusing, and hey, this would be a cool thing. And Dean wasn't able to make it work, I think.
Was this prior divorce or post divorce?
Probably prior divorce.
Yeah.
Okay. He's shed the fucking baggage.
Yeah.
I've never heard so many swear words in my life when I was talking to him when the shit was settling after it hit the fan.
And it's falling down. Yeah.
That's a pretty hilarious conversation.
It was old school Dean.
Oh yeah. We got those too. I'm sorry that happened to him.
Yeah, me too.
It's a bummer.
Hey man, that's life. That's what you write. That's why you write songs.
Exactly. As far as the four of us go, though, in the original band, like time does heal all, and we have a very special place in our hearts for those guys.
It heals all in most cases.
What's that?
It heals all in most cases.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's an individual for sure.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, Balloon Festival, September 8 and 9, right around the corner. So that would be, this is live on the 7th, so 8, 9. And see you guys on Saturday. I'm going to be, I have a commitment at the racetrack. I'm at Berlin Raceway. I love to see you and every time I can, but duty calls. So I'm doing that. So I apologize, but
okay.
Love you guys.
Yeah. Thank you for taking the time to catch up, man.
Yeah.
Great to talk to you.
It's always fantastic. Tell Alyssa I said hi. Tell Joey I said hi. By the way, she's doing a fantastic job with all her creation that she does. She's an absolute dynamo.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, boys. Thank you so much. And long live Wayland.
That's right. I love that. Long live Wayland.
All right, boys. Thank you.
See you, Eric.
See ya. There you go. That is all set with Wayland. Go see them and check them out online. Check out the song Indiana Jones.